want to do also like conspiracy theories and shit like that.
Yeah.
Silly shit like that. We sit there for like an hour, doing shrooms, and then we, you know what I mean, like, and we talk about the most crazy things.
Sounds like some shit I'd be into.
You know what I mean? Like, if you want to do that, I'm down. I have one other guy who's down to. There's a clothing line called Tight Knit.
Oh yeah.
You know that Tight Knit?
No.
I'll show you. He's a cool guy. His name's Tyler. He's a really cool guy. And the guy Laylo wants to come through and do it.
Dope.
So yeah.
That's dope.
It's one of the next ventures. It's the next step. I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah. So anytime you guys are ready.
All right, I'm ready.
Check. Wee. All right.
We good? Yeah. All right, that's my camera, right? Hey.
This is my camera?
Yeah, that's your camera.
Oh, hi. How's it going? Nice to meet you.
Look at this handsome guy. Hey, this is Black Mob. This is Steady Mobbin. Where are we at? Waterfront Studio. To the left of me, or the right of me, rather, I got MLNY. Everybody say what's good. MLNY is the hardest working MC in the city, or one of the hardest working. I don't want to put that too much stress on him.
I was going to say, you put that out there, and now everybody's going to want to battle, but I'm cool. I accept smoke, though, too.
You know what? I think you'd eat them. And not only just eat them, I think your client base that you have now, and the ears that come back to you, will crush whatever base people have. I think what you've done is created, and also I think they say rap is a young person's game.
Yeah, that's a whole conversation.
It's not a young person's game.
No.
It's actually a grown man's game. And the young ones who make it are the ones who are like industry plants, I believe. We'll argue that eventually. But I feel like rap is a grown man's game, and the people who usually make it have a grown client base. They are constantly engaging with their audience like you do.
Yeah.
You fucking kill it when it comes to engagement.
Yeah.
And your subtle flex the other day.
Well, what?
You showed the numbers. You showed your numbers.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's just.
Tell us about that.
I mean,
Tell us
that's
about
just
that.
cool, man. I mean, like, well, I mean, here's some game for people in case they're not aware, but Facebook will pay you now if you create enough content and, reach certain benchmarks. So, I've just been working on trying to get to that, man. You know what I mean? And because I'm like, hey, man, what's better than getting paid to promote yourself? It's like literally the silliest thing that you could try to not get paid from.
Yep.
You're on there promoting yourself anyway.
Yeah,
you might as well try to get paid for it.
We're mindlessly scrolling all the time.
Yeah.
Might as well make money and capitalize it.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. And there's, people on the internet, once you learn certain platforms and stuff, you understand how certain people tick and what type of people use what more. And, I got to give it up. Like my boys, Confidential, Prada West, like they kind of figured out something that was working kind of. And you know what I mean? Kind of try to do what they were doing a little bit and just get the engagement up.
That's why, speaking on that, the rappers that you've mentioned are guys that you have to know, you have to be in the know to know who they are.
Somewhat. I mean, like, Prada. So, like a little bit of West Coast history, because I know a lot of us over here aren't like, but Mercules, Prada West, and Confidential used to be a rap group called Suitable Ties.
Sick.
Yeah. So if you like look back, there's some really dope Suitable Ties content, and it's like a young well, they're all younger, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's dope, man. They're a dope group, a lot of dope history there, and but aside from that, like everybody's been doing their solo thing for years, killing it. So I mean, I don't know. I guess like the thing I find weird about Canadian hip hop is we have so many like kind of like sub-markets. You know what I mean? It's like people are like accomplished people in certain regions and areas, but like until they semi cross over, people aren't even like aware of who these are. Like I was talking to a dude from the West Coast the other day who's like, he's doing his thing. He's kind of getting his buzz up and stuff, So like, and I'm not going to name him, but I mentioned something about something that's in the works, and I named a couple rappers, right? And it was Ghetto Socks, J Brew, Spesh K, and somebody else. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, honestly, I'm not sure who these people you're talking about are. I'm like, how do you not? But do you know nothing about Canadian hip hop at all? Like,
that's my thing. That's exactly what I was trying to point out. So he has his own sphere on
Yeah.
the West Coast, and he's probably making money too.
He's probably one of those guys who's like starting to make money. Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's the beauty of where we are today now.
Yeah.
And hip hop, that you could sit at home, create a buzz, and nobody needs to know who you are, but your fan base needs to know who you are, and you kill it.
Yeah, and it's like that's kind of what like a lot of people do, and then like you at a certain point, I think you got to pair it with the original hustle. Like I've seen a lot of guys who kind of get their break on like Instagram and stuff, but then I see them touring relentlessly. You know what I mean? And like doing tours with other people who are in that underground circuit and just like amalgamating themselves into the industry. You know what I mean? And I think that's like a great way to get one of those loyal legacy fan bases. If you got something to say, somebody out there is gonna relate to it.
So I used to rap. Not anymore, but I never got to the point where, hey, I want to go on tour.
Yeah.
When I always think of when I like I'm like I like to say I'm a critic. I'm outside looking in, but I'm really close to the outside.
Yeah.
So I'm looking in. Is there an actual circuit in Canada that will make you bread? When I say bread, I mean like you can like Little B. You know who Little B is, right?
Yeah.
Little B could fucking circuit all over Southern California and make 100 racks in like 6 months.
And are we talking about somebody from Canada who can do it?
Yeah.
I mean, I know enough of them. They could tour and make money?
Yeah.
That's how like a lot of these guys make a living.
For real, eh?
Well, I guess once again it's different circuits, you know what I mean? But shameless plug. I don't even know if this will be out by then. But
we'll try our best.
We're doing the Junk Show with Landmine Entertainment. What's that, like 2 weekends from now?
Okay.
That's Junk, you know what I mean? He's always coming through on tour. He literally, these guys live on the
from
road.
BC.
Yeah.
Oh, yo. He's going to be back here in 2 weeks from now?
Yeah,
He'll be back here.
Yeah.
You'll be back here.
If you want to come, I got a ticket for you.
No doubt. I'll pull up. And my co-host will pull up too. And our shooter here will pull up too.
Dope. But yeah, man, like that guy makes like these guys, a lot of these guys, especially the West Coast, they really got it kind of figured out. Like, but I mean, even like Classified, I mean, technically he's at a much higher level now, but you know what I mean? At a certain point, like that was how he was, making his chops, tour the country relentlessly, but yeah, like there's money there 100%. That's like, I would say that's probably where the majority of independent artist revenue comes from.
Touring.
Yeah.
How many bars are there, like, and clubs?
I can't even tell you.
Places that have stages, like give me a guesstimate.
What, you just thinking like the country?
Yeah.
Shit, man. I can't even give an estimate on that, like a relentless amount. Like
150 bars?
What, you think 150,000 is it?
No, 150 bars.
In the country.
That'll take on the hip hop music.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
So when I say like,
those,
you know what I mean?
I don't know. I would say you probably got one in each city. There's a lot of cities in Canada. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, for sure. So like in Vancouver, there's probably like 4 of them, right? In Toronto, there's like 10 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, the bigger cities are hard. A lot of venues are shutting down, right? So that's another like epidemic that's happening, kind of. Since COVID, a lot of venues been shutting down. And shout outs to Lalo, you know what I mean? They're, what they're doing. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to plug a business.
No, you can absolutely. He's a friend of the show.
Yeah, but it's like incredible what he has there. You know what I mean? It's culture, it's hip hop, but he also allows people to come do shows and free admission. You know what I mean? It's like it's not even about trying to market and make money. It's like let's just enjoy the art. It's a beautiful thing, actually, and we should cherish it while it's here.
I know. He told me the other day. He's like it's not even worth it anymore.
Really?
Yeah. He's like it's not even worth it. But I'm like yo, if you want, he's like I want to move somewhere else. And I'm like, hey, if you want to leave the spot, give it to me. Because I'll fucking take it. I'll fucking flip it up.
You'll keep the legacy going.
The energy going. I'll even fucking call it legacy. Yeah. But no, the reason I'm asking about it is because Prada West is a dude that we won't know on the East Coast, but he's known on the West Coast.
Yeah, 100%. And I wouldn't say he's not known on the East Coast. It's just certain pockets of people. You know what I mean? It's like it's that weird kind of thing that. Cycle back to the conversation, how there's just all these sub communities of hip hop lovers from all across the country in the smallest towns to the, biggest cities. It's like, and somebody could be like the shit in one circle and 80% of the other little communities might not even know who that person is. Like, it's crazy.
I know.
It's crazy.
It is. It's quite embarrassing, actually, because we love to think that hip hop is a uniting thing. It is to an extent, but I want to see it more intertwine.
Yeah.
And I feel like your genre, your subgenre, and like the sphere that you're in is more of a lyrical sphere.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like, that's the space I typically exist in, but yeah.
For sure. And I feel though that is coming back in because over the summer, a lot of the artists like who are like the trap quote unquote artists like Lil Baby and Lil Durk and all these dudes are canceling their shows because they're not selling.
Yeah. I mean, everything comes to a halting point at a certain point, right? You know what I mean? Like it's like Chris Jackson told me once, music goes in cycles. And it's absolutely true. Like, what's popular now, it's going to cycle through. It'll come back in a different form, but it's going to come back, man. You know what I mean? I call that one pocket of the trap era we were in, that was almost like the disco era. You know what I mean? But now it's time for like, George Clinton to come through and fuck everything up with a new musical style. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I think you see happening here. Like, lyrics has come back, but it's also come back in two different ways. Like, you have a sub boom bap community, which is like all boom bap, and you got lyricists in that community. Mm-hmm. But then you got like the other one, and I don't want to call it like cringy white boy rap community because it's not all white boys, but you know the one I'm talking about, where you got like, and I don't want to name names, but you got that.
Oh, come on, you gotta name names. You got names.
But you got like these two communities of lyricism, and one is almost like trying to beat the horse so dead it's like cringy.
Yeah.
And the other one is like more of a boom bap community. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's like, but everything comes in cycles, man. People get sick of the same shit being hot all the time. So
who's your top 5 in Toronto right now? Or I'm gonna go Toronto, and then I want to hear your West Coast.
I just gonna have to say me times 5. I just don't really know anybody that like there's nobody around that I'm bar for bar like really.
Decisive not in there for you?
Well, I mean, if had to pick like actual, I'd go probably Decisive's in there for sure. Atom Bomb be in there for sure.
Yeah, he's great. Such a humble guy too.
Yeah. Incredible people, but it's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. My boy Lotus, he's crazy.
Asun?
Ason, yeah, man. Ason. But
Ason
that's the thing. Like, I know there's too many dope dudes, but it's like, to name them in like a top 5, it's kind of hard to like, how do you separate it? You know what I mean? But I mean, Decisive to me is one of the most intricate writers really I've ever heard exist in this genre.
He can do anything. He can do anything.
He would probably have to be like, I would tip my hat off to him 100%. Danio would have to be on my list, man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know, maybe that's 5 there. Maybe that's 5 there.
All right. West Coast.
Man. I mean, probably keep it pretty simple, man. Snack. Put Merc on there. Put like Prevail on there.
Yeah.
Mocha, I mean, like, what are we talking? Are we just talking like lyricist, or are we talking art?
Top 5.
Top 5 total. See, then my Toronto numbers might be different if it's, Maestro Fresh West. How did I not name Maestro? You know what I mean? Maestro, 100%. I always called him the Rakim of Canada.
He is.
You know what I mean?
He's,
They're
almost like synonymous to me.
Yeah, and it's like, even just like, the way I view, like, Rakim was there being Rakim. You know what I mean? Their sound kind of started to, fade with the time. But then Rakim came back as a solo artist late 90s. And the advancing in his lyricism. He's one of the few guys who comes back from the 80s. Him, Big Daddy Kane, and Cool G. If you listen to them on a lyrical level, when they came back in the 90s, they were better than damn near every other rapper in the 90s. They just weren't getting, like, you know what I mean? They weren't getting the same type of props and recognition. But I mean, like, 96 Daddy Kane and like Big L, that's like, I can't say that Big L's taking that, you know what I mean? But it's the young guys got the energy, you know what I mean? Because it was fresh. But, that's a rare school of rappers who actually progressed throughout their careers, like lyrically got better.
Speaking of which,
and Maestro has always done that. That's why another.
Yeah, he killed it. He so speaking of which, homie, what's it's tip of my tongue. We just spoke about the guy.
Mocha?
No, Big Daddy Kane.
Oh yeah.
I heard it first from him about a year ago. I like, this guy got it. Like, who is this guy? Like, what? He still has it. Like he's
Still
has it. His flow's immaculate,
and he's a showman too.
yes.
Like his live show is probably better than like most rappers.
And most of these guys are, yeah. Well,
And I mean, you can thank Daddy Kane for, you know, to some degrees, like Jay-Z. You know what I mean? You know, he's part of that lineage and that history, right? Like, you know, it's insane. It's insane, really, when you just like, you know, peel the layers back and just, you know, learn everything. It's like happy 50 years of hip hop, man.
I know. Tell me about
Beautiful thing.
it. I know we're talking about outside. I don't. We'll get to that in a second. Mocha only. Tell me, like, how did that conversation go? I know you said it was on Zoom. How did that go?
I mean, well, me and Mocha, we did a really, really dope interview years ago, and it's incredible. It's up on our YouTube. But like, you know, and that was in person. It was after a show we did in Guelph. We were back at a studio, and incredible. And I mean, you know, I just haven't. I guess I'm a little better at it now, but back in the days, I just looked at each interview like it's just like, you know what I mean? Thank you for the favor. And, you know, I never try to bug the person again. You know what I mean? I wasn't really good at actually keeping a relationship. I was, you know, I think a little too, quote unquote, starstruck, I guess. You know what I mean? Doing this thing. So, you know, did a great interview. Time passed, but, you know, we followed each other on socials and stuff, whatever. And then I ended up on a song he was on this year, my boy Jack Hellington. The song is on his Sunny Side Up album, really dope, so you can check that out.
Oh, he has new music out?
Well, yeah, he produced a whole EP or a whole album for my boy Jack Hellington.
Sick.
Yeah. It's called Sunny Side Up. It's really dope. So I was the only other feature aside from Mocha on there. So I mean, then there's that. You know what I mean? We had that connection and stuff. So you know, I reached out to him anyways and just was like, you know, you down to do a follow-up interview? The last one was amazing, and he was down. Interview was incredible. He actually, you know, might possibly come back up and do a few more. He seemed interested, and man, we had a great conversation. Just, you know, it was just kind of like this, like just rap nerds talking. You know what I mean? Like that was half of our interview wasn't even talking about like his career. You know what I mean? But it was beautiful.
Is he on Swollen Members, or was he on Swollen Members?
That's a deep lineage, but yeah, I mean, basically they started Swollen together. Like him and Prev, I think, started Swollen, and they brought Madchild in.
Really?
I think, or no, they were already their own group, and they did a studio session one day, I think. Don't quote me. It's in the interview. That'll be out in next week. Yeah, but basically they kind of created it when I think they did like a crazy studio session with Madchild one day, and we're like, yeah, and they were like, we should do a super group. And that was Swollen Members, their idea of a super group, and then yeah,
it wasn't really because like I remember Swollen Members, the first couple, the first single or the first album rather, it didn't have a lot of Mocha only on it.
No, so I think what had happened, to my understanding, I mean, Mocha covers a lot of this in our interview, but you know, it's not really mine to speak, but to my knowledge, basically he just felt like maybe they would be better as a duo, and he kind of wanted to do his own thing, so he was kind of like maybe at a certain point an unofficial member, you know what I mean? That's why I'd always said featuring Mocha only and stuff, but he was like one of the founding members of Swollen.
Yeah, man, the West Coast is like so untouched and so like
so rich of history too, man. It's like Toronto, our history is so undocumented. And I found it, you know why I started like really just reaching out to like dudes in the, you know, like historical dudes that I looked up to from south of the border, because I found it really hard to get the heroes from our city to talk to me about their lineage. And I thought really that's what I set out to do initially, more so than anything else. I wanted to interview the people from our city who, you know, I felt like their stories hadn't been told enough, and, you know, there wasn't enough documentation because our history in the city is insane. You know, but I just found it really hard to actually book some of these people, and that's why, you know, mind you, this has been years, but that's why I tip my hats off to you guys, man, because what you guys have done and the guests you've been able to acquire, incredible. And it's, you know, and I'm always intrigued to see who might be on here next, you know.
Honestly,
and thank you for letting me have a spot.
Yo, you know what? It's all love. We went so hard on our grind, but that's a different conversation when I come to your spot. we're gonna pull up in your spot. Tell us about your record label.
Oh, Breaking Records.
Yeah. So how did that start?
I mean, really, it's all kind of like everything kind of correlates. So basically, Breaking Records Radio, Breaking Records, like all this started the same day. Basically, like my boy Innes, I'd been producing for him. I produced an album for him. He had bought, you know, like it was like a business transaction still. And he opened a little crappy closet studio in his place. And he was like, yo, we should start like our own thing. And I was already in another rap group, so I'm like, nah, you know what I mean? But as the other group kind of slowly started, you know, deteriorating, I was like, you know, I'm down to do it. And he basically had these grand ideas. He's like, we're going to create this like movement and this brand and people are going to want to be a part of it. And I'm like, you're wild, man. I'm like, you know, like this is just like our new like group, our little label thing, you know what I mean? But as time like has gone on, it's funny, I've kind of ended up bringing to fruition the things that he imagined. And like the interviews, the radio show, all this stuff, like none of this was really a thing at the beginning. It was just like, you know, like let's start a new little like label, you know what I mean? Since my rap group's kind of dying out, like let's just, you know, and it was just for us and our own music. He engineers, I produce.
Oh, sick.
We both rap. We're self-sufficient, you know what I mean? And then a long history of things happen. People start joining, and you know, and the radio thing becomes a thing. Yeah, that's my partner. That's my brother.
That's what's up.
Shout out Stannis.
So I noticed you signed a lot of guys onto the record label. Where are you originally from?
Brantford. Shout outs to Bell City.
Brantford. That's south of Toronto, right? Like just like Hamiltonish.
I don't know, man. I don't really know what's south and what's not.
It's like by Hamilton and something.
Yeah, if that's south, then yeah, it's like south. It's a little south of Hamilton then.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
It's like out there.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you grew up there. Is your father on the radio?
No.
Dude, your father looks like he's on the radio. You hear that a lot?
How do you look like you're on the radio though?
I don't.
Isn't it about how you sound?
I'm not gonna front. He looks like Jerry Agar. You know who Jerry Agar is?
Nah.
When we're done, I'll show you a photo of Jerry Agar. You're like, yo, that's fucking wild.
You know what my pops does look like? The dude who played the crazy dad in the original Amityville Horror.
Oh, the
70s one, you know what I mean?
I got
that dude looks like my dad. Like growing up, I was always like, this is nuts.
Is he gonna freak out one night?
Yeah. And my mom thought he looked like the guy too, so it was like this funny ongoing thing.
Oh, that's hilarious.
House, you know?
Oh man.
And my dad's the coolest guy in the world, but you know,
your old man looks like a hockey critic.
He likes hockey. I wouldn't call him a critic. No? My brother's like a football critic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hate sports, so I mean, the less we talk about them, the greater I am.
So we're not the basketball talks?
Oh man. I mean, you'll be talking. I'll just be on. Cool.
It's all good. So you have the record label. When was it like? This is actually making some money for me because because it seems to me like this is what you're 100% onto it. Like this is all you. Like,
yeah, I mean, well, everything's us, but like, I mean, money is there's more money in the media than there is in the music, really. But we're starting to kind of get to a point where things make sense. I mean, you do a lot of the other stuff. Like nobody's really eating off streaming money unless you're streaming tons and tons, right? Like, I would say you're starting to make some return on the investment with the streaming money. Like the streaming money's been actually semi-okay as of lately,
Yeah.
But
because you don't stop. You don't stop.
Yeah, no, and everything's kind of a notch up and a move forward. So everything, is continuous building. But the YouTube, like the media side of things, that's been definitely covering its own cost and then some for a little
Good for
bit.
you.
For a little bit, but I'm also very guerrilla. Like I don't have a incredible setup like this. Like this is beautiful.
Yeah,
well, I'm guerrilla, man. I'll take my mic and my camera with me, and I'll go meet you at your hotel and do an interview. You know what I mean?
I mean, we would do that.
Yeah.
It's just that we haven't been given those opportunities. Now you're also a father.
Yeah.
And you're in a committed relationship.
Mm-hmm.
How do you juggle the time? Because for me, it's fucking difficult as fuck.
It's hard. It's hard.
Do you have that conversation like, hey, I'm doing this for us kind of thing? Like, I'm sorry that I'm not here right now.
You know what? We have a pretty good understanding as far as that goes at this point. But I also, I compromise myself as much as I can beyond the compromise what's around me. So what I mean by that is, I'll wait till, they're in bed to really sit on the computer and get some work done, or you know what I mean, or sometimes things can't wait. Obviously they overlap, or even coming to do this today, time overlaps.
Yeah.
So that's the give and take. It's the it's kind of the you just try to be cautious and aware of it. Like you just you try to, if you're gonna interrupt time with your kid and your wifey, then you just want to make sure it's worth it. You know what I mean? And I mean,
appreciate your
aside from that, you got the evening all the time. You know what I mean? Every night, they're in bed. That's my time to work. You know, I might sleep 3 hours a night, but that's all right.
For sure. So you're working during the night, eh?
Yeah, like I'm always, you know what I mean? Unless, you know.
Are you editing the videos too?
Yeah, I do all the editing and yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Edit, produce,
So impressive.
rap, interview. A little bit of all of it.
It's impressive, man. It's impressive. Speaking of your old man, rather, what was your musical influences growing up?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Pretty much just Michael Jackson.
What song was it that turned you on to Michael Jackson?
I can't even say, man. I think honestly, I think it was Rock With You was really the one where, like, you know what I mean? I like some of the other songs and stuff, but like Rock With You was the one that, like, I was like, yo, this is that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That video with the green strobe lights and stuff. I was like, yo, this is that guy. And yeah, I don't know. It's this weird ongoing joke with me and my dad because we wonder, I'm like, what possessed you to give me like Michael Jackson cassettes and stuff? Because him nor my mom listen to Michael Jackson. So it's like, what in the world like possessed you? I'm like thank you, because I think having that as your introduction to like having music taste kind of, you know what I mean? It gives you a good expectation for quality, I would say. You know what I mean?
I think they're giving out Michael Jackson paraphernalia like hotcakes back then.
That could be it too. You know what I mean? It could be something simple like that, as to where, you know, it was just around and it seemed like something I was interested in. But yeah, my earliest memories just like, you know, popping in VHSs that my dad, you know, when you would burn the VHS, you know what I mean? So we get it from the library and then make our copy of it.
Dude, I love that shit.
I wore that shit the fuck out, man, like till it wouldn't play anymore. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, the movie, and then there was a documentary from that time too that had his like whole story up to like whatever tour where he's like in the shiny black suit with the gold and stuff, and you know, the Bad Tour probably or something.
Michael Jackson was so underrated.
Man, he was crazy.
Not underrated. What am I talking about? Underrated.
But yeah, and then from there, I mean, like any kid in the 90s, you know, alternative rock was kind of like my stuff, like at a certain point.
Okay.
And I always like music that was a little bit older.
Who are you listening to in alternative rock? I swear.
I mean, Big Shiny Tunes 2 was probably one of the first CDs I ever owned.
Yeah.
Aside from Michael Jackson, I think it was. So from there, you know, you kind of like picked your likes off that, and then would buy CDs.
Our Lady Peace.
I liked Korn, Our Lady Peace. I don't know, man. There's so many. Third Eye Blind. I love Third Eye Blind, but they were a little later in the 90s. Limp Bizkit when they came out, you know,
that was a great time. Limp Bizkit was cool.
Rage Against the Machine, all this kind of stuff, and then yeah, it was one day in grade 4. My homegirl Caitlin one day. She's like, "What are you doing after school?" And I'm like, you know, just walking home. She's like, "Come to my place. We're gonna watch 106 in Park." And I'm like, "What is that?" She's like, "It's on BET." I'm like, "The fuck is that?" I only got up to like channel like 20. What it cut off at 29 back 29 then, right after Much Music or 31.
So if you didn't live, I grew up in Ottawa. So if you didn't live in Toronto, okay, you would get BET. Sorry. If you lived in Toronto, rather, you'd get BET.
Oh, really?
Was it the same thing in Mississauga?
I came here in like 2006. I always had that shit.
Okay, so at some point, BET was part of the basic cable in Toronto.
Okay,
not in basic cable outside of Toronto.
Yeah, because it wasn't part of mine.
Yeah, we had to
but my homegirl's parents paid for the. You know,
you paid extra.
Paid extra for the extra package. So she's like, yeah, and I went over and I just remember we got there. It was Hits from the Street ending, and then Rap City came on, and then 106 in Park, and just watching the succession of these 3 shows. It just like I'd already liked a little bit of rap here and there. Like I got introduced really to hip hop when I seen Tupac had died. The California Love music video on TV.
How old are you for real?
How old do you think I am?
I think you're 33.
33. That's cool.
I'm 35. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Yeah. Yo. Okay, so it makes sense that Tupac shit. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Like I remember, like my real first hip hop memory is Tupac dying.
Yeah, it was
and seeing people on TV like
everywhere.
Getting interviewed, and then they played California Love, and I was like, whoa, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And then it never really crossed my radar a whole much else aside from that for like a year or two. Aside from my brother, I'd go to his room when he wasn't home, flip through a CD book, and he had like The Chronic, and I remember thinking like, what is a Dr. Dre, and like seeing like Missy Super Duper Fly. I'm like, I can't even read it. I'm like, am I pronouncing this right? What is this?
Yeah.
And just like it was almost like I guess how some kids like get into superheroes and stuff, which I'm not into at all. Comics, none of that stuff. That's not for me. But the same kind of way. It was like, what is this world of like I've never experienced? Like, what is all this? You know what I mean? I'm used to like, you know, Burton Cummings and like, you know what I mean? My dad's CDs are like whole people's names or the something something band or you know what I mean? It's like, what is this stuff? This looks crazy. It's edgy. It's weird. It's different. And so I was enamored really off the album art, which I think is a shame that kids don't get that today.
Yeah, I know. It is.
You don't get to discover music by like curious discovery. It's kind of like algorithmically placed in front of you.
I'm starting to feel like as if, well, I use Spotify religiously.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to see that Spotify is giving me shit that I really want to listen to.
That you don't?
I do want to listen to.
Oh, yeah.
It's giving me the stuff that I want to listen to.
Yeah.
And if it's new music, it's kind of like the shit I want to listen to.
Yeah.
But going back real quick here, I always ask people this: what is your love? Like what was your first introduction to hip hop? Like what song was it? Was it, you said it was California Love or
California Love? It
California
was
Love,
Tupac.
right?
Literally, Tupac being announced that he was dead is my introduction to hip hop.
But the song California Love was like
They played that music video after they you know, I don't remember who they talked to. I just remember it was like this tragic thing. You know what I mean? Kind of like those early memories you have of like the OJ chase. And it's like,
oh man,
you know what I mean? Or like the Princess Diana thing. Like you have like, you just remember these were like landmark moments when you were a kid and like you'd see it on TV, but you didn't grasp it. Well, that's kind of what like the Tupac thing was. Like I just remember like turning on the music channel and they're all like interviewing people and like talking about how great this guy was and all this stuff. And you know what I mean? And you know, and then they played California Love. I remember that. And that was like, whoa, this is crazy. And it took me a few years, you know, maybe probably like 2 years or so from there for my homegirl to, you know, take me to her place and really discover BET. And then I'm just like, whoa, what is this? What is this whole world of music?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and I just immediately related to it. I was like really into like Cash Money back in the day, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Lil Wayne was my favorite rapper in grade like 7. And then like you get into high school and stuff and like everybody loves Lil Wayne. You're kind of like, so I'm going to be completely honest. I was kind of like, it's kind of whack now.
So what album was that?
I was feeling like the early Wayne, you know what I mean?
So what? I forgot his name.
Obviously going back, that stuff was incredible. But
Yeah.
at the time, you're just like, this is so weird. You know what I mean? Like,
I know. I remember. I know the was it the Carter 2? Yeah, that's when everybody started getting onto Lil Wayne again. It's like
Yeah.
Cardi. Like he dropped like what was it, the 400 or
yeah, or 500 degrees.
400 degrees.
The
it
Hit 'Em
was
Up
kind of.
set
It was kind of
was
like you know. I thought it was mid.
It was probably his most mid album. Man, Lights Out is a phenomenal album.
Which one is that one?
That's literally his second album. So you got The Block is Hot, Lights Out, then 500 Degrees. I'm telling you, like, that is a phenomenal fucking album.
And it's a
I
Weezy
do
album?
not care. Like, hold me to it. Any Lil Wayne debater want to debate, I honestly would put that album up there.
I gotta
with,
listen to it before I talk, because for me, I was gonna say Carter 2 was like the craziest thing on earth.
See, yeah. Carter 3, I think, is kind of like a little overrated.
It was overrated. Was that
But
what the
it
one
was
Millie?
so big when it came out. Like
Lollipop
I
and
remember
Millie?
that. Like that was a moment in time. Yeah, all those joints.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no. Carter 2 was crazy.
Yeah, Carter 2 was nuts. That's got like hustler music on
Yep,
it and stuff?
yep.
Yeah. That album's
Money on My
crazy.
Mind.
Yeah, that album's crazy.
Fireman,
Yeah, Fireman, yeah.
he killed it.
Go DJ is on Carter 1, right?
I think that was 400 degrees or 500 degrees.
No, that's not 500 Degrees.
Was it really?
No, that's when he came back with like his hair was different and stuff, and he kind of like rebranded himself as like that new Weezy.
He took Gilly's flow.
I don't know about all that.
Oh, he was.
If I wasn't there to witness it, I can't really say anything. You know what I mean? I can take people's, words in an interview, but like, there's a conversation to have.
Yeah, well,
Are we gonna ever discuss how there's a couple people who are like the legends in hip hop who there's no chance in living fucking hell that their history stories are accurate or true?
such as? No, I'm totally down. Such as, and I probably would agree with you.
Do I gotta say this on? Man, Fat Joe. Come on, man.
You don't think So what you're saying? His like he wasn't that great?
No, Fat Joe's amazing. I love Fat Joe, but he's got crazy stories about like being everywhere at every time. Like he was literally at everything.
So the crazy thing
he
is,
says like him and Biggie had an album together that was like done or something. And like he just says like the wildest shit. I'm like,
know
man,
about all that.
Snoop says some wild shit too. Both those two. Like, you know what though? They very well could have seen all these things, but like at a certain point, I'm like, man, I don't know.
So I kind of
You know, like the TK Kirkland comment on like Vlad videos, like I was here, I told this guy to do. You ever seen those?
I'm not a huge fan of TK Kirkland, by the
Okay,
way.
it's a thing on like Vlad's channel.
Yeah.
Because TK Kirkland's one of those guys that every time in an interview he's like, yeah, I was with that guy when he started, and I gave this guy first time. You know, he's like one of those guys, right? And that's kind of like how Fat Joe is. He's like,
So
he was there at every event and moment.
I
Like,
kind of actually believe him, and I'll tell you why. The 90s in New York, it's like Toronto.
wild.
It's like Toronto today.
yeah,
It's like Toronto today.
yeah.
If I go to a show, like a big ass show, like if we go to when we go to your show, and also we go to the Styles P show that's coming up,
Yeah.
I guarantee you that I'm gonna see everybody there.
Yeah.
Everybody in the scene there.
Yeah.
All the podcasters are gonna be there. Every other rapper's gonna be there, and it's like shit will go down. Maybe, you know, arguments may go down or what have you.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't. But
Those shows always go pretty good, man. I think everybody's there
Toronto.
for
I
love.
give props to Toronto for that.
Yeah.
But you'll have stories. You'll have people talking about it in the future. And for me, I think Fat Joe's probably 75% true.
Fat Joe was outside, man. That guy.
He was outside. Totally
that guy
outside,
was
yeah.
outside.
But Snoop Dogg, I think Snoop Dogg wasn't outside. I don't think because Snoop Dogg had the West Coast East Coast beef thing going on.
I just feel like there's a lot of crazy stories between like the two of them that like nobody else has ever confirmed, and I guess I'll just put it at that.
What's the most craziest Snoop Dogg one in here?
Man, I don't. At this point, I can't like.
Yeah.
I want, man. Do you like what do you listen to on a daily basis?
Right. So right now I'm listening to a lot of J. Cole.
But I mean, like that's actually what you listen to. Like, do you listen to podcasts and shit? Or like,
So to be honest, ever since I've been doing this hardcore,
yeah.
I try not to.
Oh yeah, I guess I could see that. Like that's all I do is listen to just like hip hop media all day, like interviews, different stuff.
I like the Joe Budden podcast.
It's at a point where like I'm kind of numb to like hip hop information. You know what I mean? It's like it comes out when it like needs to, but if you're like, hey, tell me something, I'm like, I can't. You know.
So I go to Reddit pages.
Yeah.
Like New York rap pages.
Yeah.
I go to Torontoology. I also use another website called Lipstick Alley.
Yeah.
And it's just Kanye Titha. You know Kanye Titha? It's another forum. So just people go there. There's news that I read in forums that come out like 2 weeks later.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No shit.
It's Kanye Titha and Lipstick Alley is another one.
Okay.
And that's where I get most of my information from. It's funny you mention all that because I feel like Toronto now is becoming a nest for greatness, and it's a time that we have a crux that we have a highlight on everything that's happening right now, and that's why I have you here today. Is because I really want to highlight Breaking Bad records. I really
Breaking records.
Breaking Bad. Oh fuck me. Breaking records rather, and also Breaking Bad records. they're from
They're out there somewhere.
They're from South Dakota or something.
Yeah, they're holding it down out there too, 100%.
But no, I really want to highlight what you're doing because like what you're doing is so unique, and I don't think these people understand that you're not only a rapper, an artist. You're doing interviews. You're editing your music. Are you producing them too?
Yeah, I produce my own music, like 90% of my own music. Yeah,
and you're editing your videos too. Like dude, like you're doing it all.
Well, like certain, like you know, like my music videos, I'll pay for music videos to get done if they're singles. But like the content you see me like pump out, like you know, like behind bars and stuff like that. Yeah, I just film that stuff myself and edit it myself. I just edited one and put one out before I left today.
So do you just put like a tripod there in front of you and you just go
yeah,
at it?
Yeah, I try to just get creative, do it a little differently. Like I used to kind of just do exactly that and then try to change the location each time. But now like sometimes I'll just like do it on my phone and film myself doing it or something. You know what I mean? Like just like, I don't know, who cares? What rule is there? It's like not everything needs to look like a uniform music video anymore. It's like, fuck it, man. Maybe I'll sit on the shitter and do one rap in the verse. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Have you thought about going on a Patreon?
Yeah, I have. I'm you know, I do so much shit, man. The one problem is you kind of like sometimes you're like, yeah, I should get on doing this. And you don't.
I know.
You know, you're kind of maxed out from all the other things you got going, and it's not until you kind of dial back and you know decide where to put your, you know, I've had to do that to myself multiple times, like just kind of put a halt on something I'm putting all this energy into and just like, go work on music again for a few months and just kind of like, regroup and figure out how to attack this thing because it becomes monotony. And when something's not working, to continue to just do it, expecting different results, right? What do they say? That's insanity. I don't actually even think that is the meaning, but people say that shit. So
Yeah. And when people say it over and over again, it must be right.
yeah, really, right? I mean, like that's basically how shit goes,
Where do you want to see yourself in the next couple years, 5 years, what have you?
I just want to be the most respected MC in Canada, man.
does
That's what I'm
look
going
to you?
for. Like, I don't really care as far as like rapping goes. Like, I already know, like, with the media thing, like that's kind of like, you know what I mean, where that's more fruitful. Rapping is fun again because it's not so much of a job. You know what I mean? And with that, it's like, well, I just want my props, man. That's really it. I think I get extremely slept on, maybe because I'm known as the interview guy, or you know what I mean? But I'll confidently rap with anybody. Like, I accept all smoke.
So my Classified.
Yeah.
How did he make it? Like, what sauce did he have?
I mean, he would have to tell you that, but to my knowledge, once again, through maybe some of the interviews we've done and other interviews he's done, and the music, his music's pretty. If you listen to all his albums, he'll kind of tell you how. But like, I think he got laid off, and then he took that money and used it to put a tour on or something or whatever. Or he knew he didn't have to work for a year, so he just went full-fledged into the music and then started touring around the country. Probably very humble shows to begin with, and putting out albums. I think UrbNet helped him distribute at a certain point, like trial and error, maybe boycotting the industry at whatever point. And just consistently go. And then I think 2005 is when he won his Juno for No Mistakes. And from there, just
Crazy.
upward trajectory. Like, I got onto Classified when he dropped Hitchhiking Music, which I just seen him post the other day and say that was his last independent album. So if Hitchhiking Music was the last, I think that was still UrbNet. So he must have penned the deal after that album for us. Yeah, because it was self-explanatory, and I believe that was his first. I think it was Sony, right? I think he was with Sony.
I'm not sure, but Hitchhiking Music, that was back in 2006, 2007?
Hitchhiking Music, I believe, is 2006. Yeah, that album is incredible, man. That album is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
He was great. The reason why I brought him up is because he's like the epitome of like the underrated rappers in Canada. We always have these conversations. I had Bishop the other day, and Bishop was like, name 3 songs
By Classified?
by Classified.
Why was he doing that to Class? They got a problem or something? Why is he doing that to Class?
He was just arguing that, like,
I'll name you like 20 right now. Like, I'll name you 3 B-sides.
well, his argument was like,
Cheap Talk.
His argument,
Gossip was a single, but I mean,
his argument was like, the typical hip hop head in Toronto won't know his music.
I guess depends which hip hop head you ask, because I know his music.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, some people, like, I mean, the thing is, the streets don't relate to Classified, I assume. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, once again, it comes back to it's like our whole
sphere
conversation today was, a cycle back to the same point. But, Canada just has all these little sub pockets and subgenres, and like, you could be the fucking man in one, and they might not even know your name in another. You know what I mean? And it's fucking crazy. And there's a shining example of that. Like, if there's people out there who can't name 3 Classified songs and they're in hip hop, like, to me, I find that like
crazy,
a little mind shattering. I mean, he's got 3 big singles alone that were, hits. So like, to not be able to name 3 songs at all, to me, is kind of crazy.
So
like,
Gloria went on to say, it was Bishop who asked him, Gloria, the question. Gloria, my co-host, went on to say, "Oh Canada,"
was huge,
and also Inner Ninja.
Inner Ninja was massive,
and then he couldn't name the third one. And it was like, oh, we got you, or Bishop said, oh, I got you, kind of thing. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean,
where do you see the scene in Toronto going from here, in general?
I don't know, man. It's hard to say.
Are we still going to be on the op music in the next like 5 years?
I think there'll always be a market for op music, but I think it's going to be like the exact same thing we talked about with trap music and how it kind of, I heard this in a video today I was watching, and I thought it was a pretty good assessment, but they said that like trap kind of became like the lamer older uncle. You know what I mean? And to bring in the new wave for like drill and the other things going on, it's like. And
I thought drill and trap was like synonymous.
I mean, but really trap is just like a rendition kind of like New Orleans bounce, which I mean really is kind of like in a way, very related way, like Memphis hip hop of like the early 90s. So like, where does the sound really come from? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't even really consider trap music a thing, except unless it's really in that repetitive sphere where like this is trap music. But like, I don't just consider things trap just because like the beat kind of sounds trap. Because if, you could have rolling snares and, running around 808s like crazy on something and it not be the trap sound. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Where do you draw the lines? You know what I mean? Like, I think really like, most artists' goal, like, I don't know, everybody has their own goal, right? But to me, like, I just want to be able to make the most well-roundedly respect, like, hip hop that could be made, like something that could appeal to a little bit of everybody, but not like, not anything that's not part of me or something that I enjoy. You know what I mean? But, you just try to touch a little bit of like all the things that you find great in this music. You know what I mean? And I think, I think some people kind of get a little one-track minded on it,
I agree on that, actually. Could you name me 5 of your favorite Notorious B.I.G. songs?
Yeah, I mean, it changes all the time, but I mean, I love Unbelievable, Kick in the Door, 10 Crack Commandments, Going Back to Cali. I mean, I love Respect. I mean, they're not even my favorites, but they're just like, it's like that.
Shit that you're listening to right now.
If I was throwing on Biggie right now, I'd probably play Who Shot Ya.
Speaking of Who Shot Ya, they arrested the guy who shot Tupac.
Yeah, I know.
Or killed Tupac, rather.
Yeah.
Or apparently was there.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, well, Keefy D's been telling this story for like, 5 years easily, at least, like publicly. So
through Vlad?
Partially through Vlad, but I'm pretty sure he had a book out before Vlad even did the interview.
He had a book out?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Vlad based that first interview on reading like Keefy D's memoirs or the book he had or whatever.
Apparently, P. Diddy gave him money or offered to give him money.
Hey, man, let's see.
That's wild. If they comes back to bite him in the ass like 30 years later, it's fucked.
Will it though, man? You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, see, we can get into conspiracy talks, or we can like just keep it regular. We can keep it regular.
We'll save it for later. I promise you guys we'll have that conspiracy talk on another pod.
Like, it depends what you think. If you think the CIA killed Tupac, then that's a whole nother lane we're going down. If you think KVD and them and like, you know what I mean? There's different levels you look at it. But no matter what, and anything that involves high operating players, there's always a patsy. There's always a fallout guy, man. So,
Are you happy with your trajectory right now?
That's kind of like a double-ended sword because yeah, it's better than it's ever really been. You know what I mean? It's constant growth. Everything's on the upward. But, I mean, you're never – and I wonder if this is, like, common in every artist, no matter what you achieve or whatever. But it's like, each climb up the ladder, I try to celebrate them and really embrace each moment and each benchmark and landmark as they happen because it's, it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Because I wonder, like, when you get to a certain point, like, is it ever enough? Or do you just constantly have a hunger for more? You know what I mean? Like, I've done things I never thought would be imaginable. But, like, if you asked me, like, hey, could you hang this up tomorrow? I'd be like, fuck no. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, this is my life. You know what I mean? Aside from, my family, this is my life. You know what I mean? And even it's hard to keep that balance sometimes because, when you're an ideas guy, shit just comes to your head. You know what I mean? And immediately you can't control when you're motivated. You might be in the middle of washing a dish. You're like, yo, I got to go run to the computer, pull this joint up. I got to try to sample this. Yo, let me write this down. You know what I mean? It's like it's absolute chaos all the time. Like, and I feel bad for anybody who has to date an artist because, if they're really an artist and they're, an impulsive artist, I guess I would call it, fuck, that could be treacherous. I can't imagine dating somebody who was like me.
Is Juno the thing, the thing for you?
For me, no.
What's the
Beyond a Juno, but I mean, a Juno would be a dope accolade to have at some point.
Okay.
But like, I don't even really care about that. Like, I don't do it for trophies. Like, really, to me, and I mean, everything has to make sense. So yeah, money's a play, but it's not about any of that, man. Like, I just love this shit, and I just want to leave my imprint on it. Like, when it's gone, I just want people to be like, MLNY played an integral role in Canadian hip hop here. You know what I mean? Without him, there's a lot of this ecosystem that doesn't possibly maybe exist, or not the way that it would. You know what I mean? Or whatever it is. Like, I just want there to be remnants of change. You know what I mean? Whether I make certain MCs step the game up, but there's always a nicer rapper like Bender. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Bender.
Yeah.
Might be one of the greatest writers ever. Like my boy Scott Free. Shout out to him. Breaking Records. We're talking one day and he's like, yo, check this joint. I sent him something. He's like, check this joint by Bender. And I'm like, honestly, I was like, beside the Flight Distance album, I never really listened to Bender's music. He's like, bro, get ready to go down a... Dude, he might be one of the best writers to ever exist, man. You know what I mean? Like, so, it's, where do you want to leave your mark? I think overall it's just... As long as you made a difference somewhere, you know what I mean? And if you made a difference in multiple places, great. And, if you made somebody rethink their stuff or, relate to you or something, I mean, it's all about all that, man. You know what I mean? I'm very happy with my trajectory, but it's, I know there's always more, and there's it's nowhere near where I want to be yet.
I, for one, think you're going to kill it. I, for one, think you're going to go on tours, on massive tours.
Yeah, that's
nonstop tours.
At a certain point, that's the move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really want to look at my Facebook or my IG, see you in like every fucking bar in Canada. Losing sleep, raking in that dough, and making that shit happen.
Hey, man.
I have nothing but love for you. It's all love, and I'm pulling up on your radio show.
Hey, come on, you're welcome anytime. 6 Degrees Radio, baby.
No doubt. And
GTA 89.5 FM CIUT Monday night, 10 to midnight every Monday night. My man Dusty Wallace, aka Lucchini Gold Bands, aka Scary Potter, and we got my man DJ Slam, aka Slam Beanie the General, aka Gouda Fresh.
Dusty, the Scary Potter, he is the hardest working gentleman as well in the potting sphere.
Man. Fridays, I mean, come on, man.
Friday's a beast.
Friday stays working, man.
Friday's a beast. Friday now he's
working.
in the West Coast right now doing his little tour out there.
Yeah.
Not a little, but a tour out there.
Yeah.
And he's making it happen. I really want to thank you so much for coming out.
Yeah, I want to thank you for having me, man. And let me just say, this is beautiful what you've built, man. Like, I remember you telling us the idea early on, and unfortunately, me nor my other two friends, just salute to Toronto Talks. We're as excited about your idea as you were, and you pulled the shit the fuck off, and it's beautiful, bro. Like, so it's an honor for me to be able to come and sit on the other side of the conversation with you this time.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
We'll
have you pull up again with
please, yeah. I got stories, man. I thought you were gonna make me like.
We'll do it again
get some racy content out, but we kept this very PG. I'm impressed.
We'll do it again because I want to because when you told me Homeboy's pulling up in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great because Glory's gonna be there. We're gonna make it a 4-way thing. We're gonna be sitting at the bar. It's gonna be great. Hopefully you're gonna be drinking that night too.
I'm always down to anytime I'm down to come, man. I guess cool. I'll give it up. There's
yeah, no, it's gonna be great.
I'm glad you didn't make me give it up today, but
we will.
Give it up.
We'll build up to it. It's gonna be great. We're not gonna give the beans all
today.
Hey,
I like that.
This is Steady Mobbin. This is MLNY. Shout out to your record label.
Hey, breaking records all day. It's your man MLNY, a.k.a. MLNY, a.k.a. your mom's favorite rapper and producer. Bitch, slap you, then I use you. You know what it is. Woo! Colder than Medusa. Jeez. Breaking Records, the label, the click, the media company. Breaking Records radio all day, baby. Salute to my Breaking Records bros. That's Scott Free, Shaman. We got Reaper. We got Chris Thomas. We got my brother Innocence. You know what I'm saying? We got Jack Craven on the team. We got Nails on the team, man. We stacking up, man. And salute to all my Breaking Records brothers. Breaking Records Radio, CIUT 89.5 FM, 6 Degrees Radio, all day, baby. We don't stop.
This is
Steady Mobbin,
and this is Waterfront Studios. We out.
Boo.